Happy holidays! I'm Gerewolf, and today we are back with City Skylines 2. Yes, the Santa hat is staying till the end of the season, but let's get straight back in the game as this new venture episode, I plan to overhaul our transportation system entirely. So last time I left off, you guys were probably pretty aware that I started by getting City Hall officially built, which I was very proud of having that new neighborhood. And also getting the college on it. I especially cannot wait till these trees officially grow in. But for right now, we're mostly focused on getting the transportation fixed. As you can see, multiple stops are complaining about having no vehicles, and there are also traffic issues popping up at certain points of the city. I really do not like this problem, as it's becoming more and more of a situation that can become problematic. As you can see right here, multiple people trying to go into this neighborhood. Especially, why is there traffic light there? That's so weird. Let me remove that, because that's just going to keep causing problems. Anyway, so the big thing is that I'm trying to see if we can use a similar system to what we would normally use in City Skylines 1, where it would be is you keep stops nearby each other, citizens can have that ability to transfer between stops, ultimately improving the overall public transportation system. We're going to figure that out, and already I can see a massive car accident probably has just taken place. Let's see here. Small van, everybody has to get around it, and what's over here? Poor guy. Oh good, police are here. So what I was thinking is that we need to overhaul the transportation system, but that might be later in the episode. For right now, my plan is literally to keep expanding the city, especially around the Central Intelligence Office, because that was a new neighborhood I officially started designing. And I can already see an uptick in mid-rise homes, which is very interesting. And look at downtown. I've never seen this many high-rises yet, and I'm happy to see that they're really building in. It's overall beneficial. And it's very, very nice. The big other thing is eventually we're going to have to design a new highway system to really beneficiate. Not to mention the subway system is going to need its own train depot area. Subway cars require their own depot station, just like the trains. The difference, however, is that the subway cars cannot attach to the railroad tracks. They're their own entity. So once we get that figured out, we'll have to hook it up to the main subway station line. But first off, I think we need to get some expansion of the city so we can continue getting a bigger design. So for those of you who don't know, I recently got the Central Intelligence Office. This office basically helps with the crime rate by lowering it. How does it do it exactly? Don't ask, I actually do not know. But we are going to use the neighborhood around here, probably another somewhat downtown area, which is going to be interesting to work with. So I'm just going to start by expanding out the road, because that is our big factor that is going to need help. Because a lot of the roads are going to draw back there. Looks like there's a little crevice right here. Wonder what that developed. Looks like the land's a little uneven right there, as you can tell. It won't be problematic for now. Let me get these two connected. And then I'm thinking we can easily fix this by just having this go around. So let's just do that. Because I think the big problem is just that it looks a tad bit ugly. I know that also you might be saying like, but that looks equally as weird. I don't think so. I think it looks slightly better, you know? The best part is I can hook up other roadways to this area to make it look overall better. And I'm thinking we could put a strip there, and we can easily connect that up somewhere along this line. And we can connect this down here somewhere, not too close to the railroad tracks though, because we know that's going to cause problems if I'm not careful. There we go. And then we can, yeah, that'll be good enough for now. And then we can connect the line. This is just so I can have a sub neighborhood around that area. And I don't want to eliminate a ton of the trees. Like I said, I enjoy having trees in my cities because, I mean, look, a dense forest, I mean, who doesn't like it? Let me go ahead and zone this neighborhood. Ironically, I unlocked a new unique building. I believe it's an art row house design, so we're just gonna find a place to sneak that cute little building in. There we go. It's mostly mid-rise housing that seemed to take a big jump recently, so I'm thinking that's something we're definitely gonna want to start thinking about more, and we're gonna really want to invest in. Oh, I could put a pedestrian path there. I'm trying to figure out why I wanted to add back here to help clear up some empty space. I'm thinking a pedestrian path might not be the worst idea in the world, especially having it easily connect across the way, and so citizens don't have to worry about walking across streets or going to certain places. I think it's a good addition and will definitely help get some more ideas. Now, what would be really cool is if I could attach it to the Central Intelligence building, but I don't think that's possible, at least not in this game current moment. Cool. That's actually a good detail to have, because that means that making these pedestrian pathways are going to be a whole heck of a lot easier. Plus, I really haven't experimented with these yet. Like, I haven't played around with, see what they can do. See how they could look nice, you know, stuff like that. And I think that's very beneficial as it helps give citizens a place to walk around and a new way to get from place to place rather than taking the normal path. Especially since we have multiple things in an area that could be very beneficial. Industry is on the rise by the looks of it, so I need to start figuring out how to expand our industrial sector. Now, the problem is there's so much like not flat land. I think that's the huge problem. So I think we just gotta expand off there and really develop this area into an industrial sector. I still have 2 development points. What can I get that would be beneficial to the city? Firefighting depot? Nah. Not much is like looking appealing. Dams wouldn't be a bad idea, but I don't think we have a river that's good enough to do that. Geothermal plant, going to green energy probably not be the best. Why would I say it? The green energy would definitely be the best idea right now. So I'm thinking we definitely want to go with a geothermal plant. That way I can start expanding into that. Okay. Now that we have a new industrial sector, I can start by expanding the road outward into our little area. And a little later, we'll focus more on getting that whole idea I had of adding the brand new transportation system overhaul that I think would be very beneficial to the overall city. But I think the first thing is we need to satisfy the industrial workers thing, because that's part of the problem, I think. So now that we got that, I should start getting back to my project. So our whole idea here is to really just get this to work. So first off, I want to make it so that this sector is really just, stupid non-angled roads. But the whole point is, I want this to look good. I want us to have a new industrial sector that's going to be beneficial, not just to the city, but to civilians themselves. Because let's face it, a ton of the jobs come from these factory workers, and that is very beneficial to the city. The more production we have, the better the economy will do because we are producing our own material goods rather than importing them. The fire coverage, like we have a fire department that's pretty far away, so it probably would be a good idea to include a fire station down here just to be safe. Criminal activity probably could occur in this area because we just don't have a police precinct. I don't really like putting these stuff in this neighborhood, especially the hospitals. The hospitals never go in the industrial sector, but I think the big thing is just that it's hard to put emergency services or these kind of service buildings in this type of district because you typically don't see these buildings in this district. You see them more outside the district. Go with it. It's probably a good idea anyway. Okay, I need to check to make sure we're not overhauling any natural resources. Okay, some farms right there. So I will not zone that area, but we will zone this area. All right, that new industrial sector is being developed. Perfect. I'm hoping that's going to help some of our city and help get some more workers in the city as well. Eventually, I do plan on making some sort of highway off-ramp to get more people into the sector. That already took a big chunk out of the industrial demand, which is really good. Did they improve nighttime? Because I feel like it's a lot easier to see at night now. Because I feel like I can see stuff better. Possibly. I'm not 100% on that. Man, look at this bustling down area. I like that. I remember when I was expanding that island a whole lot. Looks pretty good. Just need some more residential homes building up. I think it looks overall pretty good. I didn't make that. That's just something that exists here. I think that's called the trumpet intersection. I think that's what it's called. Oh, industrial demand is already on the rise again. I guess people are just that needing of industrial. Now, something else I do really want to start planning out is better emergency management services. Because if you remember from last episode, a tornado came through and, well, let's just say the city was not prepared for it. Especially since me decided that shelters were for chumps and really kind of destroyed the entire city in the process. So that's why I'm starting to think we should start doing new initiatives to get more people shelters in the area to keep them safe, especially when things get bad. But not just that. Now that we have the fire watchtower unlocked, I can monitor these forests a little better, keeping citizens safe. Like for example, now that this area is starting to get more developed, we definitely want to monitor the forests over here just to be safe. And we'll just hook it up to the electrical panel. And there, a new fire watchtower to keep an eye on our city in this area. I think it's going to be very beneficial as it's going to protect us. I'm also starting to install his farms again, so I'm hoping that's going to help with city production. Because like I said before, the biggest problem seems to be our wheat is like the most needed thing in the game. So it's really good idea for me to probably focus more on putting mostly wheat factories, well not wheat factories, but wheat farms, you know what I mean, to really deal with this issue. Because that's the big problem. A lot of people need wheat and they're just not getting what they need. So I'm thinking our best idea here would be to expand into the wheat industry and get bigger fields that produce more wheat. Experience a tornado? What do you mean? I can hear it. Where is it? Oh, wow. Totally was not expecting that right there. Thank goodness nobody's there. Bad news, it's really close to the industrial district. Thing is, I already experienced a tornado. I guess it just has to hit your civilization in order to be considered experienced one. I feel like I could ignore that right now and be fine. Famous last words. Is that because I'm polluting Mother Nature? I'm sorry, I'll do better. On the bright side, unlock the chemical plant. I'm just gonna ignore that tornado. It's not even there. Nope, no sir, not even there. Oh, we're in the plus. I guess that really helped. So now that we're planning on doing a subway system, I really think I need to start thinking about where we want to put the subway yard. I also need to figure out pretty much what the other things are going to play into when we do this. So I feel like I should get the subway yard somewhere around here. Keep it near the railroad station so I don't lose it like ever. The hard part is doing this at night because I can't quite see anything. Okay, that's railroad tracks I can cross. And then we'll simply connect to the main road. There, now it should have electricity, water, and sewage. Let's see if make sure that's right. And sewage and water are officially riding out to that station. Perfect, okay. I wanted to get that now because we're gonna need it later. Now, how the rail yard is gonna be effective, I could not tell you because I do not know. Train maintenance is faster, okay, and then this increases the amount of subway cars we have. Good to know, good to know. And I think that tornado finally disappeared. What's going up so much that's helping us get a lot of money? It's definitely not taxes. Maybe we just had a lot of new citizens upgrade? I don't know. Chemicals doing, because I know we just got a factory for that. Clearly, it's not factoring in how much usage there is of those chemicals. We also need petrochemicals, so we need to get oils mining. We also need ore. We have a lot that we need to get surpluses of in order to make these raw materials work out well. Right now, the only ones we're doing are mostly farming because my trees all died. Don't you wish that didn't happen? But I think we're just gonna have to wait till daytime before I can start working again because it's really hard to see at night.
This is an emergency broadcast to all citizens.
Increasing areas of forest are being engulfed by flames. The thick smoke rising from the fire makes the air dangerous to breathe. Citizens are advised to vacate any premises near the fires and remain at a safe distance until emergency services manage to get the fires under control.
Yeah, see what I mean? I got an alert for a forest fire, but I didn't get an alert for a tornado. Are you kidding me? Oh boy. This must be in range of the fire watchtower, isn't it? Okay, that's officially weird. I can't even put them on the city limits because they don't work that way. Problem is, it's a little close to town. I don't think we have too much to worry about though because it's not to the point where it's going to be threatening the citizens. I mean, we'll know if it's starting to threaten citizen lives. I guess we'll just wait, see what happens. And we also still have yet to experience that hailstorm, so I guess we'll figure that out too when that comes around. That's just a little odd that that gets an emergency broadcast. That is not straight. How dare you do that to me? And we keep having more and more industrial demand. I gotta keep zoning this new area just to get more and more people to work. And then commercial starts needing more. So I think I need to start thinking about a new downtown area to really expand upon that. You know, I think it's probably a good idea. Please don't tell me, oh, I thought there was something weird going on there. That building's very out of place though. Okay, let me see if I can expand on this by using, all we gotta do is simply expand the grid tool. Go to this spot. I'm thinking this grid tool is especially, I think the grid tool is good for when you're designing downtown because you gotta remember, a lot of downtowns don't have wavy roads or suburbs like we see in normal neighborhoods, like the ones I live in. And these ones tend to be more urbanized, where like we have more clear-cut squares to really help make sure everything lines up. Those unique buildings sometimes startle me like a jump scare. On the bright side, we got another unique building that looks very old. Oh, and I think it's becoming daytime. Yeah, 3 a.m. I'm drinking the City Skylines 2 potion at 3 a.m. Like the video, or else you will... This isn't going anywhere. To be honest, I love you guys. You really help a lot with getting this channel out there, and I honestly, I'm happy to make these videos for you. I really am. Especially since a lot of the comments I read really are nice to see. The nice things you guys say, even the tips you give, or comments or questions or queries or any of that. I love talking about it, and I love getting to know you guys. It's just nice. It really is. Oh, we could really build like a small suburban neighborhood right there, couldn't we? I feel like this is gonna definitely be a good area once it builds in, and I think it's gonna tackle a lot of the demand we have. Especially like, I mean, look, it's gonna be good with new stacked towers. Seriously, what's making my profit come up so much? Is it the new tax rates? Like, what's going on with holy crap, what's going on with taxes right now? Like, why are they skyrocketing? I keep seeing like large amount of taxes, so much tax profits coming in. What the heck is happening? Are buildings upgrading? Like, I can't figure out what the heck is happening in my city. Is it the industry is the beneficial thing? I'm so confused right now. Like, I'm not joking when I say I am really confused at what's generating so much profit. Let me check. I gotta look around. It's not services. None of my material goods are selling for a lot of money unless machinery sells for a good amount of money. What about office stuff? Are we selling? Holy what? Why am I selling so much cinema? Is it the giant towering offices that are helping with that? Because if that's the case, Right, do you guys have like a fire department over here? Like, are you safe for right now? You have a fire department nearby, so you should be fine. What about healthcare? Is healthcare good over here? Yeah, healthcare is good. And police. Are we good with police? Yeah, you have the Central Intelligence Office, so I think you're safe. You guys are making me so happy right now. Like, just, oh my gosh, I just want to know, what's your guys' secret to making this work? I mean, seriously, you're being very beneficial. So next up is worrying about school. So as we know, school capacity is probably going to keep dropping off and keep going up and down and up and down and up and down and all around. Good news is high schools are starting to fill up all over town. So I think it's being really beneficial that we start getting those higher education within students. And I do plan on doing a university city somewhere, like a university town area, which probably be right there. Like, I just have to probably flatten out the land a little bit. But for right now, I'm happy we have a new downtown sector being built in with new homes, new businesses, and so much more. And I mean, seriously, I think the industry may have been the reason that shot up so much. Don't quote me on that because I don't know. I don't really know what caused that to happen. I'm not going to complain though because it's a good thing. Okay, we could probably use one more farm out here. Which side is this on? This side? I'm confusing myself again. I just want to get one more teensy weensy farm in this spot right here because I need a lot of farmed goods. And let's face it, the city needs a lot of those farm goods too. What if we provided parking for these guys? I'll put an alleyway right here just because we don't really need too much right there. Because I don't want too many people using that road. I'll just put like a line of factories here. And also, you guys can get some parking because let's face it, a lot of you workers are probably needing places to park. See, doesn't you like that? Doesn't you like that? Wow, I'm good at English, aren't I? New expanded industrial sector really helping out with city production. So the big thing I want to look into is, as you know, our city has a pretty good public transportation system. But it could be better. Bus stops aren't necessarily in good spots. I think it can handle itself for now, but I really do want to get a subway system invested, as you know, because I built it. So we're going to start planning that out and start figuring out where we want stops to go. Because usually when it comes to subway systems, I have them perpendicular to each other. One going this way and one going that way. So we'll figure it out soon. We're definitely going to need them to go down to the more urbanized areas of the city because that's where a lot of citizens are probably going to be going. Speaking of which, I'm going to start by placing our subway stations so we can figure out exactly what I want to do with this. The good news is, these train stations, one of the things you can get is you can actually apply, oh, I put a taxi stop here? Okay, get that. But I can also get a subway interface, meaning I can attach subways to this system. And that's good. We need that subway interface. This one's a little out there, but maybe it'd probably be a good idea to get a tech stop and a subway interface onto that. Fun little detail. I noticed this when I was playing offline a while ago. This clock is actually the real time in game. I checked, I like it, it's a great little detail, and I think it overall just adds some realism. Look at that subway interface, like you can see the subway station here. So that gives us the opportunity to connect that up. Now I just realized I did not provide these guys with a taxi stop, which could be very important. There. Yeah, a taxi stop is just simply there, it just helps out a lot. I don't know why I placed a taxi stop out front when now we have our own. But now we have a good starting point. We can now know where all the subway stations are to begin with. Now we can't block off this one because that's the main kind of track for the railroad system. So we gotta avoid that. So now that we know, we have a perpendicular system there and a horizontal system there. And we have a horizontal system here, so we can drag it through there. Okay, I have some ideas. Transportation overhaul. All right, I think we got all the subway systems hooked up. Now I'm just gonna color coordinate these to be safe. Problem is they're probably already taking off. Those are my tram lines. We make that one green. They can all be green, I guess. Each line will hopefully help out with our traffic problem. Oh, that's the tram line I never hooked up. Yeah, no problem. I guess we'll just sit around and wait for some things to happen while I expand the city further. I mean, look how much taxes has still been paying off pretty much the entire city. Like, what did I do? Can someone please mention in the comments, like, what did I do that just made that instantly happen? I mean, I'm not gonna complain, but still can't believe this diner is having a lack of customers. I mean, come on, you're the only business on this barren field. You should be able to have enough customers. So the next thing I really want to start thinking about, because our city is getting quite large and people are starting to be their lives be put in danger, I should really start thinking about putting some emergency shelters in districts. That way we can start helping citizens get this proper shelter. Oh, we officially have became a large city. 21 tiles and 12 points. So now we can start figuring out more things that we need. I do want to start getting air travel, so we're going to start expanding into that, because now that we got those sectors, crime is going to be better. We're going to need some large shelters if I'm going to do this protection idea. And why don't we get a new telecom tower? That way we can start getting better telecom services throughout the city. So now I can start getting these large shelters, which the reason I wanted these is because there are some heavily dense areas like here that are going to need shelters that are bigger and can handle the bigger capacity of citizens that need to get the proper shelter. It also expands quite across an area, so I think we'll be safe. Like, mostly I plan on using these more in the urban areas, not the entire shelters in general, the bigger shelters, because I feel like it's a better idea to help keep citizens safe. And the best part is, I no longer have to set up evacuation routes, and neither do you. The emergency shelters officially have their own evacuation buses that they will send out and pick up citizens on the automatic. The best part is they will send out to buildings that might need citizens to be evacuated first. So for example, they will go out to hospitals and pick up the patients before now we have air travel. Now the only thing we have right now is a basic airport, which as you can tell is quite large. Eventually we can get up to the international airport and the Chirpex airport. Well, that's a space center, but that's the point. And now we officially have telecom towers, which the radius on this thing is really good, especially when you put it at a higher elevation, like per se over here, where it can span a good amount. Now, what are citizens needing right now? Traffic is a problem, which we have fixed, at least are fixing, and noise pollution is another problem, which we will definitely work on as the city expands. These guys are complaining about death care not getting picked up properly, so I think it's time for them to have a private cemetery. There, that should make them happy. And the good news is industry went down again because I expanded our industrial area once again. Now, how is production doing? Again, wheat is just out of control. Like, it's just needed so much because look at this. Wheat is needed for chemicals, like petrochemicals, so gas, needed for food, and needed for drinks. So no wonder it's out of control. Meanwhile, we're having a surplus of so much other stuff, and obviously convenience food is the hardest because of that wheat demand. Meanwhile, cinema is like an extreme surplus, which is probably making us a ton of money. What's going on here? Like, what seems to be the problem? Oh, right. I forgot about that. At the underground system. I think it might also be time to start considering that university, because I really think citizens should start having the opportunity to go university, because they can go to college. They just don't have the ability to go to university. At least, not yet. So it might be time for us to expand. And here's the thing. There are a lot of technical university buildings and so much more, and I want to have those be part of the university campus. So maybe at our next city level, we'll unlock those and be able to use those more beneficially. I mean, the city is already doing super well. How is education doing, by the way, in case I'm running out of space and anything? It looks like right now colleges are pretty good, but it looks like we need to start worrying about college and elementary school capacity again. For example, these guys over here are not in walking distance of an elementary school, and that's a problem. They need to be able to get their kids their education that they need. So, where are we going to do to fix that? Simple. We're going to make a new cat area, specifically over here. And we are going to officially start, because a lot of the problem I have with my cities is that my emergency services, schools, and all that will drag in citizens from the other areas. We particularly do not want that. The reason why is because that can start causing problems, as it can make schools get over capacity. And let's face it, we as a city do not want that. We want citizens to be able to go to school and have the same opportunity. So we're going to fix that. First off, I need to zone this district anyway, so we know that this is its own entity. And I need to tell the fire department to operate within here. And you know what? You'll operate over there. And you tell the police station to operate within here and over there. So we need to turn this area into a new district zone, because otherwise the schools are going to start going to areas that are not supposed to be part of that district. Now we can start by expanding this way out and getting a school in this area. Now it's a little not flat right there, so hopefully we can find some nice good flat land to put the school on. All we need to do is just simply do some moving around, get it in the right spot, make it a little wide on the land scale, smooth out the land, and tell it to operate within this district. How many times does my watch have to do that? I mean, look, I'm active. I'm being more active recently. It's just that this happens to be recording time. So we want to provide area around the school, because then we can start getting the extra services that can add on to it. So I'm going to make sure not to limit the space of the school. Now citizens, especially in this area, will be within walking distance of the school. Some will even get to live next door to it. And I'm thinking we can line some of that commercial there, low density commercial there. That's not low density offices. Stop that. Stop. Nope. We are not doing that. Painter mansion. So I unlocked a new mansion. There, get out, go, shoot. So I think that expansion is gonna be really good, especially with this new school helping out these citizens. And the best part is, one of the big things they like is being within walking distance of that school. And I think that's gonna be beneficial in general too. Man, look at these guys all upgrading. It's getting better and better on these commercial strips. Speaking of which, I wanna see our original city, where we all started. Wow, these guys have grown in well. They look happy, everything looks pretty good. And I'm happy to see that commercial district is also bustling as well. Also, the problem being that there's so much traffic that it's causing extreme problems. I mean, I do want to expand the roads, but then that means I have to completely overhaul this sector. And let's face it, that's probably not the best idea right now. On the right side, downtown's looking nice. So how many people are now using my public transportation now that we have the subway? 256 citizens are beginning to use the subway, and I'm guessing that's only going to increase with time. Trains, people are using. Everybody's pretty much using everything that I've provided with them right now, which is good. We want that. We're going to go ahead and expand some of these neighborhoods. You have a school in that area, so they're good on that. Do you have parks? Like, do you need parks in any way, shape, or form? This area could use one, because people need leisure. And it looks like a lot of people don't have access to proper leisure services. And see what I could do about that. Okay, do we need anything else over here? Do we need a fire station, police station, healthcare? No, we're all good on that. We're starting to see an increase in some mid-density homes. So I'm thinking what we can do is we can line some of these rows with that. And then the rest of you, other than a few blocks, which I'll put a commercial strip right here, then office strip right here. That way they could be in walking distance to work. Get some homes there. And there we go. The entire area is now building up with new homes, both available for mid-rise and families. I think that's going to be very beneficial to the city as we get more people into this area. And the best part is, it's also going to help the public transportation system as well. Speaking of which, you want to know how loud these things are? Why don't I show you? You'll know the sheer power when the subway train passes over and you can't hear yourself. Do you need me to repeat that? So, seriously, I think it's just taxes are specifically giving us a lot of money. And it looks like office taxes are especially making a lot of money. Ask why, because I could not tell you, because I don't know. Okay, schools are still doing pretty well in capacity, and we're not too much worried about that. And you know what? I think we're doing pretty well right now. So thank you guys for watching. I thought this was really fun, especially getting the new subway system in, and I don't know why we're all of a sudden experiencing so many natural disasters, but I find it cool for gameplay, and I think it's very fun to see. I'm also just loving the new rail yard and the expansion industrial area and the fact that we're making so much profit. Don't ask why. But I'm hoping next episode we can focus more on education and get that really overhauled in this area. But thank you guys for watching. Like the video so YouTube recommends this to more people and more people can see it, and subscribe to my channel if you're new. Also, link down below is my Instagram and Discord if you feel like joining, and my second channel, Garrett Cal Sims, where I just do some content. Happy holidays, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!